The first thing you must do before starting any procedure is remove and disconnect the electrical supply. Loosen the two screws in the bottom of the DigiSpan display. Lift the cover off and place aside. Loosen the screws with a purple and blue wire connected on the right-hand side of the terminal block and the black and the white wire on the left. Remove the wires. Next, we must remove the control panel so we can access the back of the digital readout. Remove the 10 screws that secure the control panel to the control box assembly. Lift the control panel up, secure in place with a piece of wire. Remove the 4 lock nuts that secure the digital readout body to the control panel. Once they're loose, take the lock nuts and washers and set aside for reuse when replacing the new digital readout. The next step is cut the wire ties that are securing the wires that are hooked up to the back of the digital readout. Cut the crimp nut from the 2 white wires and the 2 colored wires. Remove the digital readout body from the control panel. Now you need to prep your new digital readout to be replaced. Take the control cover off, same as before, using a Phillips screwdriver and lifting the panel free. Reuse the 4 machine screw. Place your wire tie holder onto the back of the digital readout. Reuse the 4 machine screws. Place them in the 4 holes in the corners of the digital readout body. Put the spacer nuts onto the back of each machine screw. These spacer nuts are necessary so that heat can be let out of the control box assembly when in operation. Once the spacer nuts have been put in place, take your Phillips screwdriver and your nut driver, secure each spacer nut. Now, replace the digital readout display cover back onto the digital readout. Remove the cellophane cover from the digital readout display. Place the appropriate label onto the front of the display. These labels come with the kit when you buy the replacement part. Now the new digital readout is ready to be placed back and secured to the control panel. Drop it in, replace the 4 lock nuts in each corner. Secure the 4 lock nuts in each corner of the digital readout finger tight. Now that the digital readout has been secured, strip back the wires to reconnect to the back of the digital readout. Strip the wires back 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch. Notice again, the blue wire has been capped for you and will not be used at this time. Always connect the white wire to the white wire. Place the new crimp nut on the twisted wire ends. Crimp, and always check to make sure that your connection is secure by tugging on the connector. Crimp the connection, and always tug on them to make sure that your connection is secure. Now you must secure the wires firmly in place in the back of the digital readout using the wire ties provided. Secure the wires to the back of the DigiSpan. Once the wires are secure, trim the excess wire tie off using your side cutters. Now it is time to fasten the control panel back to the control box assembly using the 10 thumb screws. Now that the control panel is in place, we must make the connections to the terminal block in the front of the digital readout body. Place the purple wire on the far right hand side in the terminal that's labeled 24. Screw the wire down snugly. Check the connection to make sure that the wire is bit into the terminal block. Replace the blue wire on the second terminal to the left on the right hand side of the terminal block, where it's labeled COM or common. Again, tighten securely. Check the connection to make sure the wire is bit into the terminal block. Now you replace your temperature sensor wires on the far left of the terminal block, putting one wire into the T1 connection. Tighten securely. Check to make sure that the wire is bit. Place the second wire to the common terminal. Which color wire goes to which terminal, in this case, does not matter. Always make sure that you check your wire connections to make sure that the wires are bit inside of the terminal block. Replace the cover. Tighten down the 2 screws, finger tight, on the bottom of the digital readout. Test the machine to make sure that it's operating correctly.